Welcome to Empirical Peapod.
Testing. All right. We're here for Empirical Peapod. I don't know what episode this is because I'm recording them, and then I'm going to decide later how to release them. Right now, I'm just backpacking them. I'm here with my friend Taylor. Dillon, you son of a bitch.
What's up?
What's going on, man? About to jump right into it. Are you from out here? I know we met at Seymour? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the paint factory. But have you always lived out in Sycamore, DeKalb area?
For the most part, yeah.
So for the most part means no. Where did you start?
I was born. Well, I don't know where I was born, but I grew up in Morrison until kindergarten.
Morrison, Illinois?
Yep.
Well, what the fuck is that?
This is a tiny little farm town, kind of by Iowa.
So you're the most stereotypical, like, corn-fed farm kid I've ever seen in my life. And,
Did you please explain?
well, so we were talking before we got on. You're 6'4", just under 350 of, like, solid mass. Yeah, we'll get into it later, but you just did a strongman competition, won a strongman competition, and you're literally wearing dirty work boots, tight stranglers, and some fucking adorable pink baby blue shirt.
It's a golf shirt.
But then some stupid fucking headband. The point is you look like $1 million.
Okay, perfect.
So, you didn't last long in Morrison.
No, my mom and dad moved to Sycamore.
Okay, so you have been there your whole life, pretty near.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How?
It's just because it sucks. It sucks out there. Have you never had an inkling to be like, I should get out of here?
I lived in St. Charles for a year, and I was like, this is terrible. There's too many people.
But didn't you live with a girlfriend?
Yeah.
So, like, you inherited living in St. Charles.
Yeah, but there's too many people. It's too big. I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
St. Charles is too big.
It's too many people. Like,
Have you ever been to... There's this place up north called Chicago.
yes, I have.
Have you ever been there?
Yes.
That's a wild place.
That's too many people.
Do you like the small town feel?
Yeah.
Genuinely?
People are like stereotypically nicer. Like when they get out here at a stop sign, there's no waving for people. It's just like, it's my turn.
Yeah. People are assholes. I feel like the more you put together, the more collective they're like, screw everybody else, I'm important.
Yeah.
But don't you find that, like, in a small town, I hate that, like, everything is closed by, like, 6 o'clock.
You just gotta get out before 6 o'clock.
I'm what they call, I'm a night owl and an early bird. So I like to be out late at night, and I like to get up early.
Well, the bars are open late,
They're not open past midnight.
2 a.m.
Really?
Yeah.
What bar?
Well, I bounced at Skis and they were open till 2 a.m.
Do you still bounce at Skis?
No.
Okay, that was a long time ago,
Yeah.
right? They have really good pizza also.
Yeah, most bars are open till 2 a.m.
But then you gotta go to small town local bar.
Yeah. You get to meet all the local people who have known everybody their whole lives. And it's just the same conversation every day.
I am a repetitive person. If you listen to the show, you'll know I only say like 3 different things a million times. But I can't stand when other people are repetitive. Probably because I hate myself.
You know.
Yeah. So you didn't even go to school in Morrison.
No.
So you went through everything in Sycamore.
For 3 years, my mom got remarried and we lived in Zion.
Holy shit, that's way far away compared to here.
It's not a great neighborhood.
Yeah, that's true. I have a friend from Zion.
Yeah.
Didn't go well. Well, I have another friend. Yeah, 3 years in Zion?
Yeah.
So you went to school up there a little bit?
Yeah, 4th through 6th grade.
Ooh, all your developmental years. Nice. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Was it awful? Like, did you make friends? Like, it's still pretty stereotypical, normal.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in like the better area, like a suburb of
Sure.
Zion, but it's still like bad. But I still made, friends and stuff.
And that's not just a dig on Zion. Like, every town has a bad part.
Aren't you from out here?
I'm from Oswego predominantly, but I started out in Glendale Heights, which is we left when it was becoming very gang run, and if you go there now, it's like gentrified as hell. Like it's like so yuppied up, it's funny. But did you like? I feel like you were different in school because we've had conversations before. You were not this absolute statuesque beefcake of a man.
No.
When you were young, were you a fat kid?
When I moved to Zion and my stepdad had snacks is when I
Yeah.
became fat.
Really?
Like I ballooned up
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
Was it literally just the snacks, or was it kind of moving out there and having to deal with the stuff?
I also learned how to make buttered noodles.
Kids love that. I mean, they're delicious.
Dude, I ate like a fucking more than a serving every day.
Yeah.
And then Easy Mac. Gosh, it just so much. Like the pantry was all full of snacks, and I had no control to stop myself. And then I
Yeah.
got fat.
Yeah. So how do we stop that? Because I'm still doing that. And except now that I get money, so I can buy my own snacks, which I recommend to don't do.
Don't buy your own snacks.
No, don't buy any snacks if you can help it.
So what I do to stop it is I just make sure I don't buy snacks.
I don't understand.
And then like I just buy a shit ton of beef,
Yeah.
a bunch of vegetables, and
Here's the thing. I don't like
Yogurt.
vegetables.
well, you gotta cook it into the meat.
Well, I especially hate cooked vegetables.
You inject it through your butt. I don't
I have a.
make a smoothie. You like smoothies?
I do like smoothies. That's true.
You told me you like the kale smoothies.
I do. I actually like spinach in a smoothie also. Those are like my saving grace. But now I'm like, what am I trying to save?
Your life?
Yeah, but like, what am I trying to save? Like a value.
That's what you have to find.
You're deep, man. You're deep.
Not yet. Give me a couple pumps.
Oh, gross. So we're getting up there anyway. You played football.
Yep.
This is going to explain. So Taylor's essentially a 12-year-old. So don't judge him too hard because he played football. How many concussions did you get?
I'm up to 30-ish now.
Jesus Christ. Like you're not exaggerating either.
No.
Like you've had a lot of concussions. Do they? I know we've joked about it a bunch, but like, do they actually diagnose your brain, or are you just speculating that your development was capped at some point?
So from at least what I understand is they can tell if you have a concussed brain, but they can't tell the damage it's done until
Till after, right?
a post-mortem autopsy
Right.
or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. When they check for the CTE and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I'm pretty sure some developmental stuff happened,
Yeah.
but hard work and effort, push through it.
It's not like breaking a bone or something that heals.
Hey, I do I do mental exercises.
Does it actually affect you though? Because like you're obviously you're fully fine. It doesn't sound like he's handicapped in any way, but like you're incredibly immature, and I like to blame it on the brain damage. I think you're just immature.
I mean, we'll never know.
That's true.
Like the biggest effect I have, like I can be mature in mature times.
Sure.
The biggest problem was short-term memory loss.
Yeah.
I just have a hard time putting short-term to long-term memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now that also affected. I'm burning right through your adolescent years because I feel like they were boring in the farm.
Yeah.
Out in Sycamore. Once you left Zion, your life got very predictable.
Yeah.
But after you played just through high school, right?
I did a week in college, but got my last football concussion.
Yeah.
And then I quit.
Are you not allowed to play after that?
I made a business decision.
You're just like, I'm going to end up a vegetable probably. Now, you also were a Marine for a little bit.
Yep.
And that was after, because you said you went to college for a week?
I went to college for a semester. I played football for a week.
Right.
Came back. I lost all the football weight and had to drop down to 225.
What does that look like? What was your football weight?
I was 300.
And then what position were you?
Defensive end.
So you wanted to be pretty beefy.
Yeah.
So that just kind of, growing up a fat kid, have you always, once you kind of got older, that sounds so harsh, but like when you got older, did you kind of gravitate towards a healthy lifestyle in general? Because like I've seen you eat, like you eat still.
Yeah.
but you're not an idiot either. Like, you know how to do it in moderation and not all the time and still take care of your body.
Yeah, I just don't want to be fat again, as I say.
Is that
here.
literally it? Like, you're saying I just don't want to be that guy again.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy again.
It hurts. Like, literally
Yeah.
hurts your
like
body.
I put on weight for strongman,
Yeah.
and seeing myself in the mirror, I'm like, I know it's a lot of muscle, but it's still like, oh,
Really?
look at my titties.
Because, yeah, you said you're up to like 345?
330, 335.
Okay, 335. What's your normal weight?
When we worked together, it was like 245, 250.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were really lean, clearly. But that's wild. Because, yeah, you're still not fat. You're just like, if you ever watch a strongman, they all have the same build.
Yeah.
They're thick, but they're not fat by any means.
The power belly.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta have that core.
Yeah.
What, so you went for a semester. Is that when you were like, I'll just join the Marines?
I had a girlfriend back home. I came back, and then we broke up. And the typical 18-year-old is like, I'm going to join the Marines now.
Yeah. Now,
It was kind of already a plan, but I did want to do college football, so like
Yeah.
military was like second.
yeah. But you didn't last long in the Marines either, right?
I did 3 years.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
I thought you were discharged for the concussions there also.
that and technically I was overweight.
Really?
Yeah, I had to be under 225, but I was 240.
Which still looked correct on you.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
but just their weight standards and the way they take. I had abs,
Yeah.
and the way they take their body fat percentage test is they just measure your neck and your waistline,
Really?
and they divide it together or something like that. They're like, oh, you're 40% body fat.
That sounds like bad math.
Yeah, so if you just have a big neck and you could be like 100 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
But if your measurements are right, you're like, oh, you're 7% body fat.
Oh, that's silly.
Yeah.
All right. So it wasn't. I didn't realize you did 3 years. I thought it was really short.
It's supposed to be longer, but, you know.
Well, did they? I mean, you said it was a combination of things.
Yeah, mostly the concussion stuff, but then they're also tacked on that. Like,
I feel like if you had eyes, you'd just be like, he's fine.
yeah.
All right. So then after you what is that called then? Just discharged?
Yeah, just discharged.
Okay. There's no preamble to it. I didn't mean to use a big word. So what did you do after the Marines then?
I was already working at Seymour.
Really?
Yeah, in the Marines.
When did you start at Seymour?
Well, I was a reservist, so I just 1 weekend a month I was doing training and stuff.
Right.
So I was
Were you ever deployed?
No.
Or just a reservist?
just reservist.
Okay.
I worked at my first job in the Marines was working at Walmart, and then 7-Eleven, and then Seymour, which was like 2012 or 13. I was there for 7 years. I got fired in 2019, so 2012.
Damn, I didn't realize you worked there so early also. Because you were just a baby. Mm-hmm. I feel like even when we met, you were a baby.
Yeah. I was 21 when I started.
Yeah. How old are you now?
32.
Gross. Oh, yeah. So
You're like 50.
Fuck off. I'm about to be 42, so you are 10 years younger than me. Which is silly. Damn. So.
And I'm the immature one.
Right. Yeah.
You're almost 40.
Almost. Wait.
Still wearing a DC hat, straight build.
And growing your hair out, pretending it's not thinning and bald.
You got more gray hair at the bottom of your beard trying to make a neckline.
You know what? You're right. This is why I keep saying there's nothing to save. So when you worked at 7-Eleven?
Yeah, just for a little bit.
So was it hard to work at 7-Eleven and not snack all day?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They had to be tough.
protein bars, and then people with link cards would buy me sandwiches so I can buy them cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Because they were like the same price. And they were like, I can't buy cigarettes with link card. They were like, can I buy you a sandwich? And like the first week there, I was like, no, I can't do that.
Right.
That's against the rules.
Yeah.
And then after the first week, I was like, this place fucking sucks.
Was that the one in Sycamore? I think it's gone now.
There's one in DeKalb on 4th and Taylor.
Yeah.
That one's gone now too.
Yeah, that one is gone too. I mean, there's 7-Elevens, so why are we keeping these?
The one in Sycamore is going to be something new now.
Really?
Yeah, it's reopening.
What is it now? Some There's a really good deli down there too. That I feel like is newer. I can't remember what it's called. I always jokingly call it Caesarean.
Oh, Cesaro's. Yeah.
That place is really good.
I went there once for breakfast, and
It's really expensive.
yeah. I also ordered a chocolate milk, and they gave me a Nesquik.
That would piss me off.
Oh, I was grumpy.
Especially like because in that we get really good chocolate milk in that area. The Prairie Farms vitamin D, thick ass chocolate milk.
It tastes like melted ice cream.
Yeah, it's so good. If you handed me Nesquik, I would definitely be angry.
They didn't hand me to it. I was like, "Can I get a chocolate milk too?" And they're like, "It's in there in the fridge." And I was like,
That sucks.
Yeah.
So did you ever? What did you go to college for your one semester?
It was going to be business management.
That's hilarious.
That's what my dad did, and I was like, "He makes a lot of money. I'll do that."
Sure. Did you? How come? Like you just didn't like it, or?
It was that last concussion really did a number on me, and it was hard because I didn't study in high school, and I still almost aced everything.
Sure. Well, you're not an idiot.
Yeah.
Actually, what was that last hit like then? Was it just from a specific hit, or
I think it was like my brain was like, "Well, we're not going to do short term stuff anymore."
just the buildup of the hits
Yeah.
in general, nothing particular?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And it was just hard. Like I had to study, and I didn't know how,
Yeah.
and just all
It's
that
tough,
stuff.
like to just sit there and like make yourself like, because a lot of it's a memorization, less than like learning something.
Yeah.
For school at least, and then you're like, I can't focus on this shit. Like, and then your brain starts wandering around the room. Yeah, I have a hard time with that stuff too. And I've only had 2 concussions.
From what?
When I worked at Guitar Center, I slipped on some ice. I slipped on ice and headbutted the shit out of a door. And I was like, something's not right. I just sit down for a little while, and then I had to go to the clinic, and they're like, well, you got a concussion for sure. And then when I worked, so I've always been a big boy, so I'm used to not falling or getting off my feet. And when I worked at Circuit City, we had me and my friend Jason worked there, and we had this giant thing of styrofoam, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna punch through it. Like you slam it down, and I'm gonna punch up. And I didn't realize the mechanics of it. When I punched up, it broke and hit me right in the head, like so hard that I just folded. And I've never folded before. And I was like, oh no.
This isn't good.
Yeah. So far, I believe those are my only 2 concussions. I'm used to hitting stuff with my head. Like,
Yeah.
I'm an Aries, so I'm always.
I don't know what that has to do with that, but okay.
Yeah. So Aries is a ram, and they tend to kind of lead head first and bump into a lot of dumb
So
shit.
you think the day you were born, or the month you were born, makes your personality?
So well, it's less. I mean, if you want to oversimplify it, sure, but it's about a million things.
Was Mercury in Gatorade when you were born?
Mercury's always in Gatorade. I think we're in that right now. So I think this is the last week.
I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't care even if you did.
All I know is that I'm a Taurus.
Hey, I'm a Taurus rising.
No?
I am. I can see your eyes glazing over. There's other people we'll talk to about that stuff. Did you ever want to go back to college, or were you just when you're done, you were done?
Yeah, when I was done, I didn't like school very much anyways.
Yeah,
I wanted to go to play football,
yeah.
and then that dream got crushed, so...
Did you have were you like big dreams of like being professional, or you just wanted to play football wherever you could?
Well, so going to a UW school,
What's that mean?
University of Wisconsin.
That's where
They're
you
all
went to.
they're all
So you actually didn't stay here either for school. You went away.
yeah, went to Platteville.
Nice.
They're all interconnected, and I thought going to Platteville meant like Madison Scouts, the bigger school,
Yeah.
would see me, offer me a scholarship to go there.
Sure.
And then if I'm there, that's more of a chance to go pro.
Were you really good?
I got good my senior year. I was just fat, and
Yeah.
and then something clicked my senior year.
Is that when you started like leaning up and like?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
because I got my first 3 plays my senior year. I had more tackles than my freshman, sophomore, and junior year combined.
In your first 3 plays.
Yeah, I had 3 tackles my first 3 plays.
That's more than you did the 3 years.
All other years combined.
Wow. Did you play before high school too? So you played did you play when you were younger than high school?
6th grade is when I started.
So damn, you played football a long time.
Yeah. I was good in 6th grade because I was just bigger than everybody else.
Right. Did you develop before everybody else?
I just constantly grew.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because at 6th grade, I was 5'10" and like bigger than everybody else, and then everybody slowly surpassed me. I just peaked early. I never played sports though. You don't have any siblings either, do you?
I have one brother and 3 stepbrothers, and a now transition stepbrother.
Yeah. Is your brother older?
Yep, they are all older.
They're all.
Except
You're the
for,
baby, right?
Yeah.
Do they? Well, I guess you guys probably didn't come up through the same schools.
No, the stepbrothers lived in Iowa. And
Yeah.
when my brother was in 8th grade, he moved in with my dad in Iowa as well.
Okay, so at some point your parents split, and so you guys didn't come up together. Because I say one of the things that I always had to deal with as an older brother that was athletic as shit was constantly like, "Oh, are you gonna play football? Oh, you gonna run track? You come?" I'm like, Totally." And then when I got there, I was like, "Mm-mm."
They're hitting each other.
Yeah, it looks like they do that a lot. So you end up at Seymour, which was a really good job.
At the time,
Yeah. The job was great. The actual job. And the people were great. Probably 99% of the people were great. You still talk to some of them.
Luke, Adam.
You still talk to Luke? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because he left before everybody.
He might be the, what's it called? The person who weds 2 people?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. He's ordained and might marry me and my
Minister.
fiance. Yeah.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a date set?
Spring or fall. Not this upcoming spring.
Right.
So next fall or spring.
Okay. So like a year from now?
Yeah.
Do you guys you don't have anything done then? Like you don't have a place booked, right?
No, we're probably not going to like book a place. It's probably going to be a small group of people.
Okay.
And the reception will probably be big because I have so much family that wants to see it.
Yeah. That's nice though. A nice little intimate ceremony.
Yeah.
And then a party afterwards. Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Because my mom has 4 siblings, and all
Yep.
of them have like 4 kids.
Yeah.
And all of them have like 4 kids. So I have a lot of family that needs to see the baby get married.
I don't want to say foreshadowing, but I love weddings. After or once you started at Seymour, then was that because I feel like when I started there, I was like, I've never had direction as far as a career really went. I just wanted to make enough money to be comfortable. Factory pays pretty well, like and I really liked what we were doing in certain jobs. Did you kind of feel the same way? You're like, I could do this.
Yeah, it paid for the things I like to do, which was
Yeah.
lifting, and that's why I was there.
I feel like because of your lifestyle, you're not wasting a lot of money. Like I feel like you don't have a lot of vices because you literally work upward. We used to work 10 plus hours a day, and then we worked second shift, so you can't do shit, and you sleep during the morning, and then just breakfast and go to work, and then you go to the gym as well in there. Like you don't have time to really do anything.
Not really.
But save money.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That, and I think my body really lends to factory work.
Yeah.
I think I'd do great in business because I just intimidate people. Like, we're signing.
I would love to see, I want to go to your wedding just to see you in a suit.
Oh, it's going to be a 3-piece suit, and it's going to look fucking good.
Yeah, I believe you 100%. It'll just be funny to see. Do you have thoughts of, like, so knowing that that's coming up in, like, there's plenty of time, but are you like, okay, I don't want to do any competitions around there. I want to slim down a little bit, like, not be the thicker version, or do you not give a shit at all?
If I find a competition the day before that I think I can win,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah. You only do ones you think you can win?
No, but like if I find like I want to go in with a win, like I want to marry. I lost a competition. I'm going to go in and marry her on a win.
Yeah. I wish you would cancel your wedding the day before. If you're like, I didn't win yesterday and I'm mad about it, I don't deserve to have this wedding.
I mean, my brain would definitely go there. like the drive home after a lot, I'd probably be like, I don't deserve to marry her. This is going to be terrible. This is a sign.
Yeah.
But then the next day I'd be like, I'm sorry I said that. We don't need to cancel.
Yeah. So after Seymour, we worked there for a while until we don't. You left in 2019?
Give or take, I think so, yeah.
Because I can't remember when I left. And by left, you and I were both escorted out of there.
Yeah.
For different reasons, of course. But essentially all the same dumb shit. I can't believe that place is still running, to be honest. I can't believe Adam still works there.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a starter. He's doing the same stuff he's always been doing. So
good on him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm friends with him on Facebook too. His family's amazing. Like, he's really got a dick.
his wife makes all the money apparently.
Yeah, that's true. Which is funny to think of, like, with his factory salary, like, she makes all the money, which means they can just fuck off on whatever he brings home. Yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah.
I should be talking to him.
Yeah, you should. I would love to listen to that.
Yeah, hear about his life. That would be awesome. So after that was another factory job. What are you doing now?
So after Seymour, I needed to find a job.
Yeah.
And I was on Indeed applying for everything.
Yeah.
And CNC shop that I applied for hired me on. And I was just a operator, so I was just putting stuff into the machine, hitting the start button, and taking it out. And I'm like, this shit's boring. I hate it.
Yeah.
Because
when I ran the line at Seymour, I was like, this is so fucking boring.
Yeah, because all it is hitting a button. And then
I was the only guy who got in trouble for falling asleep standing up at the line.
Then I started building stuff there, and I like building stuff.
Yeah.
And then other stuff happened. Dude got fired. I got promoted, and I started learning more about programming. And I'm like, I'm pretty good at this.
Really?
Yeah. I left there.
Like computer programming?
No, programming the CNC machines.
Oh, okay. So setting up the machines to do what they do.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know what CNC machines do, but if you...
What does CNC stand for? Nice. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's you. So basically, if you've ever seen a 3D printer work,
Yeah.
it's that but opposite.
Yeah, I used to own one actually. Yeah.
So you know how it builds something out of nothing?
Yeah.
What I do now is I have a big block of steel,
Right.
and I cut out of it
Yeah.
and make like dies and stuff.
Yeah. My dad did tool and die for his whole career,
Yeah.
so I have a very limited idea of. I feel like CNC is what replaced his job.
Because he's probably doing NC stuff, which was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm in now is tool and die.
That's what my dad did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now I'm a programmer, and yeah.
You're not at the same place though, right?
No, I'm at the Forge in DeKalb.
The Forge?
Yep.
I thought that was a bar.
Kind of is. There's another company called the Forge
Okay.
that owns it's a brewing company.
They actually own the bar? Are the brewing company?
I'm using the word Forge too much.
Yes.
There's just a company called the Forge.
Okay,
I work at DeKalb Forge Company.
Okay. The Forge is the brewery.
Yeah.
And then you work for the place that's probably been around longer.
Yes.
The actual DeKalb Forge.
Yeah.
Which would be like metalwork and such.
It would be what or what?
Metalwork?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I talk too fast?
I just heard a mumble.
I mumble a lot. I also like to look away from people as I'm talking. I'm not good. I shouldn't have a podcast.
No.
Especially these are new mics. I just got these for this season, and I'm like, they're attached to the desk and stuff, so I have to like talk at them, and I can't constantly want to be like looking around and like talking. I also like to cover my mouth a lot, but like I'm trying to be smarter and better at life.
Yeah, I feel like I should need headphones.
So I have them. I bought multiple headphones. I even bought things that go on the headphones, so they're not gross for people that guests would share them. But I got a real nice set of headphones for guests and myself, and I bought a fucking switch that'll plug into my little brain here and give us multiple outs for the headphones. But I haven't had a chance to work with that to make sure it does its job.
Okay, because I don't know if I'm talking loud enough.
Yeah, I'm monitoring it on the actual module. I've also put limiters on. Hey, this season I learned about limiters on microphones. So I'm hoping it sounds better. But I've recorded a few episodes, but I haven't started editing yet.
You edit?
Yes.
So you don't just like done?
Well, okay. I'm extremely minimally edit. I at least make sure it's audible.
Okay.
And then if there's stuff I have to take out, like I'm hanging by my seat waiting for you to say more inappropriate stuff that I have to edit out.
Am I not allowed to swear? You didn't tell me.
No, you can swear, but I don't know how I feel about you saying white and black people. I'm worried you're going to say C word at some point.
Like, see you next Tuesday?
Yeah. Or you're going to talk about some sort of gross sexual thing. It's inevitable. So
I mean, you could have told me not to say those things.
no, because I wanted to. I've got a line that I don't know what it is until I've heard it crossed.
Okay.
And then that just makes me laugh more.
So we can't talk about your Abu Dhabi.
It's an Apadravia.
Same thing.
And I kind of want to leave it at that and see if people Google it. And they're just going to Google Apadravia. A big dick's going to show. Not mine. A much nicer one. It's going to just show up. So do not Google that.
I love how I learned that too.
How did you learn that?
We were at Seymour and you were pointing out your tongue ring.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you have any others? And you went, I got my dick pierced. You were like, my friend owned a piercing station. So
He was a
piercing,
piercer,
whatever.
yeah. And he had never done it. So I was like,
You're like, okay.
he did it for free. It was cool. The worst part was there was a crowd with me. A few of my friends were there. And that was awkward.
I just remember going to everybody at Seymour like,
Yeah.
Tim's got dick piercing. How do you know?
What are you guys doing in dispersion?
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So doing the CNC now at the DeKalb Forge. How have you been there now? A couple years?
I'm going into my third year?
Yeah.
Yeah, going into my third year.
Is this so? Like, do you enjoy it? This is what you
yeah.
like the most so far? Like, do you feel like I could do this?
I could do this.
Yeah.
Either there or still be a CNC programmer somewhere.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good skill that you could take anywhere.
Yeah.
Kind of being a truck driver. Always need this.
There's always shops looking for programmers.
What? I just lost all my thoughts. That's good. I don't plan the show at all, so if my brain skips, it fucks up the whole thing.
Just make sure you don't have any empty space. We got to keep talking.
Well, yeah, sometimes I like to just stop and make the audience listen to nothing. And just be like, this episode? Is he coming back? I'll be like, all right, let's go. Okay. The show's for me, not them. What I was going to say is you are fianced.
Yes.
When did you meet your girlfriend? And how did you meet your girlfriend?
So, 2023, October 1st. It was technically like mid-October.
So that's less than 2 years.
Yeah.
And you've been fianced already.
For a month.
Since, it's just February. February just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're still a year off. Not that there's any rules, but that's pretty quick.
Yeah, but we're also 32.
What does that mean?
You know, we've done enough.
Life's over.
Yeah, not life's over. It's just that we both agreed.
Yeah.
Like now is a good time. Like we both went out ring shopping.
Is she 32 as well?
Yeah.
How did you meet her?
Hinge.
Oh, dating app?
Yep.
Do you still date app like you used to?
No.
You're the one who taught me. When we used to be on, 10 years ago, we were on like Tinder, and it was just like, no, just swipe right and let them come to you. Don't even read their profile. Look at their photos. Just let them come to you. It'll be fine.
And then you ended up having a girlfriend for a while.
Did I?
Yeah. She was older.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, that's funny. That makes me laugh because at that time, I owned a house. I was the manager at Seymour, and I was doing the best I've ever done in my life. And this lady was like, you don't make enough money, and you're kind of small time. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she got a bunch of money from her parents, and her parents paid for her business. And I was like, that's hilarious. Okay, but whatever.
Dan got married.
Did he follow through with that lady?
I think so. I was talking to Adam. He said he got married.
Yeah. Do you not talk to Dan?
No.
Yeah.
I saw him at the forge once because he was delivering our welding gas.
Oh, really?
For just a little bit. But I didn't. I saw the back of him. I yelled Dan.
Yeah.
But I know his walk. I know what the back of his head
got
was.
that. I mean, he walks like if an elephant walked on two legs. That's how Dan walks.
Yeah, he was a big boy. He's still big.
Yeah, I love Dan. I think Dan, he's gonna be a big boy.
I made so much money at Seymour off of him.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna do a 1 week fast, and I was like, we got the over under set at 3.5, and he did not. He did not go over the over.
Yeah.
Over under. So I made so much money.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, I hope he's happy. At least I'm friends with him on not on Facebook, on PlayStation Network. It's the only thing I ever see him. I'm like, oh, Dan's playing video games still.
What's his screen name? Because I'm from Arc.
Yeah. Alucard?
Oh, that's it. Okay.
That's Dan.
Like, this motherfucker's always online.
Who is this guy? Yeah. That's the only time I ever see that he exists. But I miss Dan. Dan was hilarious. Mm-hmm. He doesn't believe in dinosaurs.
He was one of those New Earth people.
Yeah. Yeah. We were just talking about that today. I was at my sister's, and me and her husband were talking about Kirk Cameron and why he's awful. Because he's one of those as well. It's like, no, it's only like 6,000 years old.
Well, didn't he just like get super into Christianity after Boy Meets World? Was he on Boy Meets
Kirk
World?
Cameron is from Growing Pains.
Growing Pains, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't he just like get super into Christianity and the Rapture, and then now he's like a New Earth Christian?
It's a good chance, probably. Which, I mean, probably saved him as being a young child actor and going on a bad path. But, like, I don't know if this is better. But either way, it doesn't matter. What's, when you had your girlfriend on Hinge?
Yeah. Twice. She ghosted me the first time.
Really?
Yeah. She told me this. She was like, "You want to hear something funny?" I was kind of mean, and I was like, "At least it wasn't against me." And she was like, "It was."
Yes. Yeah.
So I asked her a question. I was like, "Why are you single? Like, what happened in your last relationship?" And she was like, "Fuck you. I don't have to deal with this shit."
Yeah.
And then she went away for a little bit and came back. We matched again, and then she was in a better headspace.
That's a tough question, I feel like. It's tough to engage people in that medium in general because you get a certain level of knowledge just from their profile as long as it's filled out. So, like, you go again kind of already having an idea, unfortunately, and then trying to create a conversation of small talk, which nobody online wants to hear a conversation with small talk.
It's weird. Like, there would be people that are like, I don't like small talk, but like, how am I supposed to get to know you?
What do I do then?
Yeah.
Like, how do we engage without a small intro, at least?
Yeah.
That is going to be awkward and boring.
Like, I also didn't do like pickup lines. I was like, how are you doing? And then we talk.
Yeah.
And then
Was that your initial message?
I think it was like, good morning. How is your day going on? Starting off.
Which is like, I understand girls are like, that's a cookie cutter. Every dickhead says that, but no shit. Yeah. That's how you engage in conversation. Yeah. And then you read that and you can look at the pictures. Because I don't believe people are shallow. I think you're attracted to what you're attracted to, and you're allowed to be. So that doesn't bother me, putting it on like a meat market type thing. But then you decide if you want to respond. Yeah, every message is going to be the same.
Like, I'm attracted to you physically. Let's see if I'm attracted to you
mentally and emotionally. Yeah, I agree.
And then she would send like 5-paragraph responses. Like, how is your day going? Boom.
What a loaded question. Thanks for asking. Let me tell you about all this.
And then I would try and respond in the same long text.
Really?
I would answer her question from her first paragraph.
Did she have multiple questions?
Yeah. And then
I can't stand being asked multiple questions
at
at
a
time.
I would respond to some of the stuff here, there, for my response and another question.
Oh, wow.
There was like 2 messages a day from each of us.
Yeah.
Because she runs her own horse farm.
Oh, nice.
She teaches people how to ride horses. Yeah. She stables them and everything.
Equestrian.
So she works 7 days a week. So there's not a lot of time.
Does she own it or does she teach in a...
She owns it.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like...
In my mind, she doesn't ride the horses because I don't want her to get hurt.
Sure.
So, like, in my mind, she's just behind a desk all day.
Yeah, teaching horse riding.
Teaching people how to horse ride.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because I don't want her to be like Christopher Reeves herself.
Yeah. I mean, how many people do you know that happened to?
Christopher Reeves?
Right. Out of how many people ride horses?
Like at least 7.
At least. So like that's still, even that is still pretty good odds.
That's like 1 in 7.
Yeah. But like, right?
Aragorn.
I like that the first person you think of that rides a horse.
Liam Neeson.
Is Aragorn. When does Liam Neeson ride a horse?
There's a movie. There's 2 movies he was.
Oh, 1,000 Ways to Die in the West. You're right.
And then
ride a horse.
Well, we just finished watching the extended cuts of all the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The original trilogy, not the Hobbit.
Sure.
So Aragorn's very much in there.
Plus, it's just a good character.
Yeah.
He's just a good dude. I believe he's the king of Middle Earth.
Yeah. No, the men on Middle Earth.
He's on. Oh, yeah. Right. Right.
The king of Gondor.
We don't want to have any scuffles.
Yeah. The elves are gone, but there's still dwarves and hobbitses.
I like to think Elrond's still kicking around somewhere.
No, he went to the Valar with...
Yeah, but still. It's the main thing in the Lord of the Rings I don't know shit about it, really. And I've never read it, and I barely have watched the films. but I still do not understand why the elves have to go.
Because it's the age of men now.
But like,
plus where they're going, they basically turn into spirits, and it's a heaven for them.
yeah,
It's a whole like.
it almost feels like a Valhalla type Viking thing.
Well, I think Tolkien, I think, was on drugs and it was.
And racism. It was on drugs and racism.
I don't know if you're ever on it, but you do it.
Listen, he was riddled with it.
I don't think you do it, but I don't think you're ever on it, but you do it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I still just don't understand. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Like, the age of man is now. But, like, can you imagine being like, oh, we got to all go fuck off and die because
we're all immortal anyways, but now we got to be more immortal over here.
Yeah. It just seemed silly to me. Plus, like, I feel like Buddy and old girl should have been together.
They are. Arwen didn't leave. She married.
Did she stay?
Yeah, she stayed.
Oh, nice.
She became mortal and married.
So
Aragorn.
she gave up. So any elf could have done that?
Is complicated. I think so.
I'm gonna have to get Walsh back on the show. He's like a savant with Lord of the Rings. That's crazy.
I know enough about everything to have a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah, you're a very well-rounded person.
Yeah.
5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Because you're a nerd like the rest of us. Like, obviously, you like Lord of the Rings. You play video games. You're into comics. You literally. I'm gonna expose myself here because I'm about to admit I've definitely seen you without your shirt on. But you have a God of War tattoo. Yeah. You have the red that Kratos has on his body on your body in the same thing. Don't you have a Green Lantern tattoo also?
I have the motto on my ribs.
Yeah.
I have Goku's kanji on my chest. Frieza, Cell, and Boo on my back. Broly, Shenron, and I got a new one with Goku and Vegeta punching each other in Super Saiyan form.
Yeah.
And he's Majin Vegeta.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, also clearly like anime.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever watch The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
I love it.
My boss has twin kids. They're like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And he came up to me. He was like, "We're watching Avatar, The Last Airbender, and this is good."
It's so good.
Like, my kids went to bed, and I continued watching it.
I can't believe that's a kid's show. It's so good.
And then he was like, "I'm sad it's over." I'm like, they released another one, like The Legend of Sokka. Korra.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "What?
You know what else?
Is it good?" And I was like, "I don't know."
The guys who made the show, that wrote the show, write comics that take place the second that the show ends and that are still going right now.
Wow,
they're actually really good comics. Yeah. They're supposed to, I believe, they're starting the shows back up.
That's good.
I think Netflix owns the rights.
They need to stop doing live action.
Did you watch the live action Avatar?
I watched the live action One Piece, and I'm like, this is good, but I'm not gonna delve into the other ones because, like, I saw live action first Avatar.
Yeah.
I saw live action Death Note, and I'm like, this isn't.
Well, see, I heard the One Piece is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it follows enough of it.
Right. Well, One Piece is also, Jesus Christ, how massive is One Piece?
1,100 episodes.
I feel like, yeah, that's insane.
So the time skip is like 5 years, but before time skip it's like 6 months, and post time skip it's like 6 months. So it's been a year.
Yeah.
In world minus the time skip.
That's wild.
1,100 episodes has been 1 year.
That's insane. I've never watched any of them, but like that one intrigues me. I liked Attack on Titan. I only watched the first season though. I don't know. I like those things, but I never go back and like actually watch them. Because Death Note always seemed awesome. And what's the one where they're trapped in the video game?
Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online seems like something that I would absolutely love. And I've never gotten to watch that either.
That one is good.
You know what I did watch that I absolutely fell in love with? Did you see Blue Eyed Samurai?
It's on Netflix. I've seen the trailer. I want to watch it.
It's so good. Dude.
It is?
Yeah. That and Vinland Saga is an anime style, but it's about Vikings.
Ooh.
Yeah. It just won an award because the second season is considered the best anime of the year.
There's so many that come out.
Yeah.
Did you watch the one where they're in a dungeon and they cook all the...
I saw that exists. I was like, this sounds amazing.
It is.
Where they're just in a dungeon cooking. But I never watched any of it. It's in my queue. I feel like my life is just a series of saving things.
You're
that I
like, I'll
hope to
watch it
get
later.
Yeah, I hope to get to.
And then it leaves Netflix. You're like, oh, I was waiting to watch that.
Yeah, god damn it. I pay $20 a month for Netflix to hold stuff for me.
I bought a PS5 to play Netflix.
Yeah, I've been there. Well, I play a lot of video games too. I feel like you don't play a lot of video games. Well, I feel like you probably don't have a lot of time.
I do. Just by the time I get home, I end up watching YouTube videos, and I just be like, I'll play after this video. I'll play after this video.
Yeah, I feel like you're.
I kicked some ass in Marvel Rivals.
Really?
That was my first match that I sent you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was like almost MVP.
Yeah, I played it the day it came out. I played it. I was like, bleh.
I just picked the Punisher, and then I win. My fiance, was like, I want to watch you play. So I won my first match. I won the next two. I was the MVP in one of them. She's like, I want to watch you play.
Yeah.
Nobody on my team had more than one kill.
Wow.
That match.
That's crazy.
And I was like, you're never going to watch me play ever again.
I'm going to retire.
And then I played like 5 or 6 more matches after that. Kicked ass.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's just when she watches, we're going against people who are warming up for ranked.
Do you play ranked?
Not yet. I'm not level 10 yet. I haven't played enough.
All right. Yeah.
Also, if I just want to play to have fun, why would I go on ranked? It's like I'm just trying to have fun.
I agree.
I'm gonna die 5,000 times.
Ranked is hard to. I was surprised I didn't see you pick up Tekken 8.
It's $60. It's so expensive. Is it easier than Tekken 7? I could not beat online. I was pretty good, but I could not beat what's his name from Street Fighter.
Akuma?
Yeah.
That was hard. That was uncomfortably hard. And I also didn't like that it was just built into the game. Like, that should have been a bonus match.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind it being like its own thing, but as part of the story, it was a bitch.
They made the story a lot like Injustice and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, where it just progresses. You have to play as all the characters.
Yeah, just let me be Hwoarang.
Yeah.
And let me play through all the fights to him winning and show me a video of him winning.
It's nice that every character has that on their own, and then there is a story also. Yeah. So it's got a bunch of different things.
And I also really miss Tekken Force.
I feel like this has a Tekken Force.
The last one that I had it was Tekken 4, where you were a Jin the whole time.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
See, my favorite is still Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I wish they were doing that, and I miss the character models that looked more realistic and were kind of slimmed down a little bit. Now they're so blocky and chunky like Street Fighter, they look stupid.
Tekken 4, I think, is my favorite.
Yeah.
Tekken 3 is what started me with it, but 4 by far, I think.
Is that when you came in, Tekken 3?
Yeah.
It's so, because like I've been there since the original Tekken. Like, and it's just wild to think of that.
Because you're almost 50.
Some kid the other day, because I'm a bus monitor part-time also. The other day, some kid was like, talking about video games. He's like, have you ever heard of this game, Zelda? And I was like, fuck you. I played every single Zelda since it started, little sir. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, that's, but it does feel different. That's why I wish you had it, because like, it's not, like, I played the shit out of 7. I've played all of them a lot. I'd always go back, but I find myself, this happened with Diablo 4 also, where I put in so many hours in these other versions, and for some reason I'm just not engaging with these new ones as much.
I played Diablo 4, and it feels like the mob sizes aren't big enough.
Yeah.
Maybe,
maybe that's it. But it's something that I can't figure out, where I'm just like, it's not pulling me in like every other one has.
Diablo 3 is like the mob sizes are so huge, and you're just like
off
constantly
the map.
You're constantly smashing buttons.
Yeah.
And then the new one, it's like, here's 10 enemies, and you get no extra experience for killing 100 enemies.
Yeah, that's true. It's not building up. That's the thing, because leveling up feels like an absolute slog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have something to do.
I got up to a max level character when.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that stupid thing where I'm going to play hardcore, so it took me fucking 6 months to get through the main story.
Yeah, that's what's pissing me off, is it's taking so long, because in 3 you could rip through it in a day, but the replayability was like, I've played through the story 1,000 times.
Remember when I couldn't get the platinum because it didn't tell me I beat the Skeleton King?
Yeah.
Like the first boss.
There's nothing worse than a glitch trophy, because I platinumed that game twice on the PS3 and PS4. Then I even bought it on the Xbox to make it jag off.
I got it on the Switch.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
How's it play on the Switch?
3 plays really good on the Switch.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to. When my nephew, my brother's son, was like, "Oh, we should play video games," and he has a Switch. I'm like, "Dude, let's play Diablo." And then his parents are like,
It's about killing demons.
This is what I thought.
It's like Doom. It's
I thought
like,
it'd be right up there, Christian butts.
yeah, it's just like Doom, which they're making a new one.
The medieval Doom.
Oh.
Yeah, that medieval Doom looks really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games that look really good. that are coming
Every
out.
Doom game is the best, besides Doom 3.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like Doom 2 is where I was like, okay, this is amazing. Because Doom 1 was great, but Doom 2 is... Rare do you see a sequel that like literally makes everything that was great and just turns it up. Like the second Assassin's Creed with Ezio was amazing. That and then Doom 2 was really good. Sawed off shotgun, dude, all day.
And then, well, even Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal,
Yeah.
so much better. Like the gameplay is almost 100% different. Like you still got to run around and jump, but then you get the flamethrower that increases your ammo or your armor.
Yeah.
And if you do the special kill, it gets your health back, and then you got to do this kill to get ammo.
Yeah, that's wild. See, so you still like video games. You're a total nerd.
Yeah.
And you've clearly got comic book tattoos, but do you read comics?
Yeah.
You own
Mostly
comics?
online.
Or just read them online?
I do. What's the name of the one with the guy who was raised by bears and he likes flapjacks?
Yeah. Shirtless Bear Fighter is like the best comic out there.
We don't have time for you eating pancakes.
He throws the table. She my flapjacks. She my flapjacks. I like when they handed a stack to him and he holds it up to his ear and flumps through him like it's money. It's like, all right.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I recently read Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
Really?
Yeah, it's just terrible.
I'll bet. I feel like it would be. I usually don't go for like licensed IPs like that, but I will say right now, they relaunched Transformers and it's amazing, and they relaunched GI Joe and it's amazing, and they're in a shared universe, and it's awesome.
Transformers and G.I. Joe?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's really really good. Like pick up Volume 1 of Transformers, and then the way they introduced the Joes is they literally did a bunch of 6-issue minis first. So you can go grab a graphic novel of Duke, Destro, Cobra Commander, Scarlet, and then the proper title G.I. Joe started. And it's fantastic. And the way that they've merged together.
I'm going to have to get into that.
Dude, like Transformers issue 1 like starts like when the Transformers are here, like Starscream literally just is like picking up humans and just squishing them in his hand. Like it's definitely for
Adults?
Yeah, those of us that grew up with it and loved it, but are like, I wish there was more.
Do they have like a cheeky little like knowledge is power page?
Maybe at the end, when
Yeah.
they're like,
Because
hey.
knowledge is power.
Yeah, well, knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, sorry.
But probably not.
I would like to see one like that, but Captain Planet.
Yeah,
I want to
think-
see an adult Captain Planet.
I think Captain Planet lends itself. I think it's an IP that's being slept on right now. You know what else I've been thinking too, but I was just recently relaunched is The Rocketeer. I loved The Rocketeer as a kid. This might be a little before your time, son.
Is that a dude who was like original Iron Man-ish kind of?
It's literally just a guy with a jetpack.
Yeah.
He just wore any helmet. But yeah, it takes place in like the 50s, and it's very, Nazi overtones, a little steampunky. But I loved that. The movie on Disney, I loved when I was a kid. It's not good, but I absolutely fucking love it.
They're never good. The ones you loved as a kid are never good.
Listen,
Besides Space Jam.
I'm going to tell you right now, two movies. I'm going to tell you one that's a perfect movie, and then I'm going to tell you one that's an amazing movie.
Waterworld?
Absolutely not. A perfect movie is The Goonies.
Yes.
Nobody could ever argue that. But an amazing movie that I will never hear slandered is Big Trouble in Little China.
Never. Never.
Because it is so good.
It's the bet. How'd you do that? Quick reflexes.
It's all in the wrist.
Yeah.
It's like, this is Big Jack Burton on the Pork Chop Express.
When a 6'4", 300-pound man asks you if you paid your dues, you tell him what old Jack Burton says.
Yes, I have paid my dues. The check
Check's
is
in the mail.
How did you propose to your girlfriend?
There's a frisbee golf course in DeKalb.
The disco, the one over there off
Yeah,
38 in East Clinton?
Yeah. We've taken walks past there a lot.
Do you play?
No, we just
take a walk,
we
okay.
take a lot of walks.
Yeah.
There's an offshoot of the path that kind of just goes by all the trees and stuff.
So you led her into the woods.
Yeah. There's a very recognizable tree because it's the only one at a certain angle.
Yeah.
Because it's very 45.
Right.
And there was like, I was planning to propose to her at that tree.
Yeah.
Because
you thought this out before.
Because I got a knife. I was going to, carve our initials into the tree.
I led her to the woods. I had my knife. She was going to marry me.
We exchanged there was like 5 deer surrounding that tree.
Really?
Yeah, I was like this is perfect.
Wow.
It was like the moment you're like, is God real?
That's awesome.
So we get closer to the tree, the deer move away. She gives me the Valentine's Day card. I give her mine.
So you guys went there to exchange Valentines.
And then like when she was reading it, I got down on my knee.
Yeah.
She started laughing and I was like, what the fuck are you laughing about?
Did that deflate you at all?
A little bit.
Like,
I was
aw.
like, well, because I got bad knees. I'm big. I thought she was laughing about how
You're probably her height on your knees.
how slowly I got down on a knee. And I was like, will you do me the honor? Yes. I'm like, I'm not done yet.
Yeah. Oh, bitch, can I finish?
Of making me the happiest man in the world.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still not done yet.
There's more.
Will you marry me? I had so much more planned in my head. Like it was gonna be like a 10 minutes, not really 10-minute, but I was gonna make like a little bit of a speech, and then I got down on a knee. And I was like, "What the fuck am I gonna say? What do I do?"
All just went away.
Yeah, do I have the ring with me?
That's awesome.
She picked out the ring she wanted. All I had to do was buy it, and it was one of those moissanite ones.
What?
Moissanite, so like fake diamond.
Yeah.
But it's bigger, it's shinier.
Yeah.
She sends me videos of her just doing that.
Those are conflict free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to one here, 9th Street Jewelers or something like that.
Yeah,
It's right on the corner.
Right.
Where she was like, all of our diamonds come from these places. I'm like, the conflict zones.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I had a friend of mine on that I used to work with at H.H. Craig, my friend Liz, and she's from Sierra Leone, and they were booted out of their village with guys with machine guns because of the diamond trade. They had to live in the fucking woods for years.
Yeah.
And on the run, that's wild.
We only use real diamonds sourced from Africa. That's what I love. I don't want nothing less than for her. Than
They literally call them blood diamonds.
That's what she really wants. Conflict ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you find out the name of everybody in the tribe that was murdered for this time? That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm going to etch it on the band. Oh, man. That's crazy. Now that you're going to be getting married, you guys are at the ripe age of 32 and you have given up.
That's not what I said, but okay.
That's 100% what you said.
No, this is 32. Why wait?
I don't disagree, especially if like...
Plus, for the things that change from like just dating to relate to boyfriend, girlfriend to fiance.
Yeah.
Like our relationship has changed, but like
Has it?
how we act together hasn't changed.
Sure.
Because like
What's changed then?
So from like just dating to boyfriend, girlfriend, nothing really.
Right.
Besides just like,
Yeah.
this is for real.
Yeah.
To moving in, like we have shared responsibilities
Sure.
of doing extra stuff.
Yeah.
And like we're seeing each other more, but it's still like I see her, I still get butterflies.
Yeah.
It's still great. And then from to fiance, there was like all that stuff plus more now. Like now we're actually like planning.
Do you have that? Typically I would call it an illusion, but that's also just me being cynical. Where it's like nothing has really changed, but it feels more official, right?
Yeah, well, like I know things have changed, but like not in like a bad way or like oh now I have her, I'm gonna give up on my life.
Sure.
Or like how
I feel like you're a good boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Like I know we joke around a lot and we're stupid idiots, but like we're actually really good people.
Yeah.
So how do you keep that alive then, getting the butterflies, at least on your end? Because obviously it's a 50-50 job.
Yeah, every day I wake up next to her before I leave for work.
Wait, you guys aren't married and you're sleeping together?
Yeah, we're going to hell.
Jesus is so mad.
But I'm still excited to see her every morning.
Yeah.
On Saturdays I go in for overtime, and I could go in earlier, so I can leave earlier. But I'm like I walk my fiance to her car every Saturday.
Yeah.
And just those small little things.
So does she work Saturday?
Saturday
Oh,
and
you
Sunday.
said she already works 7 days a week.
So
instead of going in early, you make sure to get her out the door and off to work.
Yep.
It's adorable.
And I still, every morning when I get to work, I text her to let her know I'm there.
Yeah.
I love her so much. I miss you.
Yeah.
Because I do.
Sure.
And then she's going to listen to this. So I do, Jenny.
Is she gonna?
Yeah. She's like, I like your voice. I want to listen. I'm like, okay.
Oh, man. She's going to have a field day with mine then. Hey, Jenny. Jenny.
Don't.
One thing people, the only comment I ever get, you have a nice voice. Great.
If only the voice matched the body.
If only. Yeah. Maybe one day.
You got a voice made for radio.
I have a face made for radio.
Sorry, yeah, I messed it up a little bit.
You'll get there.
But I put effort in.
Yeah.
And that's what brings the spark alive.
It's weird, you like, especially with the right person, because you had unsuccessful relationships, obviously, but it's when it feels right, it's so effortless. Like, it doesn't feel like you're going out of your way.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, it makes sense if I want to do this. It just feels correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. I've never had a healthy relationship, so I'm hoping that's how it is.
So, like, not the best part, but a really good part was for my strongman competition. Normally, like, I have to, like, figure out when I'm leaving, what to bring, what to eat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, should I get a hotel or not? And she was
Right.
like, I got all that done already. I'm like, this
Really?
so good. Now
So she's also like a wrestling manager.
yeah, so like I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
I was like, when are we leaving? And she's like, this time. And I'm like, the hotel has a pool. I'm like, this is the best
That
ever.
is the best. That's awesome. And she knew to book a hotel with a pool.
Yeah, dude,
have
I
a
did
hot
it.
tub?
I did a cannonball like from inside the pool.
That
So I jumped out of the water and cannonballed.
what?
I didn't want to jump into it because that'd be too much.
right.
But when I got out of the water, it was still like
Yeah.
just about destroyed your lamp.
It's all right. So let's talk about then how did you get into this strongman competition?
I was doing powerlifting at my
Yeah.
gym, so I was just getting strong in bench, squat, and
Is
deadlift.
that separate from your workout or is that what part of your workout?
That's just what I was getting into.
Okay.
So I was just training to get a good bench,
Yeah.
squat, and deadlift. And there's a guy at the gym who's now my coach
Yeah.
who brought in sandbags and a log.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried them, and I'm like, I'm pretty good at this. And he was like, you should do strongman. I'm like,
Stop.
and then I ended up doing it. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Did you just start training or did you actually do one?
Just started training, and
So what did the training look like? Because you literally just did one last Saturday.
yeah.
Well, this isn't going to be live for a while, but you just did one on, what was it, the 15th of March?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your training looking like for that? And how long did you have to like zero in on that? Like you said, you bulked up a bit. What did
Yeah.
that look like?
So my first meet was like 2 months after I started strongman, just to see if I liked it.
Yeah.
Placed terribly. I was horrible.
Right. Sure. But like, again, just to expose, what
Yeah.
is this like?
And then I did another one like a year later, and I did a lot better. I was focusing more on training. And then I did another one last summer, and it was god awful.
Really?
Yeah. I thought I was going to be strong enough. I didn't like focus on my training all that much.
Did you feel kind of just blasé about it in the
No,
past?
well, so I was just starting to date Jenny, and we were going out 3 times a week, and my diet wasn't like zeroed in.
Okay, yeah.
And like, it's all worth it, Jenny. It was all worth it, but like, I just didn't focus enough on it, and I was focusing more on her, which
Sure.
I'm totally fine with.
Well, yeah, natural also.
But then when we moved in and I signed up for this meet, like my diet was zeroed in. I was eating all the right stuff. I was training a lot better.
Yeah.
And we weren't going out and eating greasy food 3 times a week.
Right.
And I just like I beat a guy who destroyed me to the competition I did before.
Oh, this last one?
Yeah.
Really?
The one I won, that guy won the last competition I was in.
Yeah. So Taylor won the strongman competition that just happened the 15th. So did you feel like you focused this last time?
Yeah.
Where you dialed in your diet, would you set a specific goal where you're like, I need to be around this weight? Or does that just kind of, whatever happens, wherever the end game is the end game, I'm just focusing on the path there?
Yeah, so strongman has changed a little bit in the past couple of years. In the mid 2010s, there's a guy named Brian Shaw who was winning a lot, and he's 6'8", 450 pounds.
Yeah.
Eddie Hall won it, is 6'2", 400 plus pounds. But the guys winning it now are about 6'2", 6'4", and like 330 pounds.
So they're quite a bit leaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're focusing more on moving events rather than just like a strong deadlift
Like,
or whatever.
yeah, because the only thing I know about it is Mark Henry, because man, that guy's strong.
Yeah, that boy's strong.
yeah. But they always had that beefier. They did not like. You could easily be like, that guy's not in shape at all. Do not mess with him.
do not.
He's 100% in shape. But like, yeah, they look a lot leaner now, and kind of like stereotypical male figure versus like looking like just a truck.
Yeah. I could probably put on a little bit more muscle and still be quick.
Yeah.
Put on a little bit more weight and still be quick, but once I get a little bit bigger, I'm sacrificing one thing for the
So
other.
have you maintained your agility where you're at?
Yeah,
Because you got a lot of agility from the years of sports and like, you just move around a lot in general.
There was a lot of moving events I did in the competition I won. Like, it was a truck pull, so I guess not maneuverability, but a truck pull. There was like sandbag throw, which is a lot of bending and throwing.
Yeah.
Because it's 15. The bar was 15 feet up, so I had to throw it over the 15-foot bar.
So how you're throwing how heavy is the sand?
The heaviest one was 40 pounds.
So you're throwing 40 pounds of sand, and how far is the bar out?
You can be wherever you want.
But how far is the
So
it's 15 feet.
It's 15
high.
feet up.
So it's got to go at least up 15 feet
Yeah.
and out as far as you can.
Yeah.
And you threw it the farthest.
I threw the 3 bags the fastest.
Oh, okay, so it's based about speed, execution, not distance.
Yeah, it was 30, 35, and 40 pounds.
So they're looking for height.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. 40 pounds of sand also is way worse than it sounds.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's lightweight. I can do that.
Yeah, until you're picking it up. Yeah, especially to throw it 15 feet high.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're almost halfway there already just by your height.
Well, with arm span, it's probably like 7 feet. I'm probably like 7 feet tall, but yeah.
That's still
8 feet. I had to throw it up.
Yeah, that's still pretty impressive. So you did a truck pull, bag toss. How many events was it?
5.
What are the other ones?
Denny Stone carry, Denny Stone replica. So it was just a replica of the hand grips. And it's 2 circles and a long stick going down with just 45-pound plates on it.
Yeah.
And then axle clean and press for reps in 60 seconds and a deadlift.
What'd you deadlift?
Not a lot.
No.
Yeah, that's the one. The guy who was judging thought I was going to win that because he kept talking smack. He's like, remember, don't do this for it. Like, don't clean it. It's just a deadlift. I know you're strong. And I was like, this is my worst event. I'm not going to do great in it.
Why is it your worst event?
I'm just not good at deadlift.
But like, is he grip? Do you have a problem with grip or
No, it's just
you're just weak?
for deadlift. Yeah.
I mean, it's different muscles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's stuff that
My
you might
body's
focus on.
my body's not set up perfectly for it. And
Yeah.
I just need to get more time doing
You
it.
said you have bad knees also.
Yeah, but it's more just like my body's like, I know there's taller people that deadlift a lot more than me.
Sure.
But being taller makes it a little more difficult.
Is that true?
Yeah, I don't have like my arms aren't super long.
So
If I-
we've
if I had
been talking
longer-
about Adam a lot. Adam deadlifts like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, because he's shorter.
He's very stocky and he's built like a truck.
He's
like
got a
old
little bit
school.
longer arms, I think.
Yeah.
It's just like how your body's set up. Like, I don't want to use that as an excuse. I just need to get stronger.
Oh, well, sure, but like, yeah, you can still do it if you focused on it. But it's definitely everybody's got their things that they're going to excel at and be less good at, and then now you have to make up for that with training and drilling, right?
Yeah, because it's so like the moving events I'm really good at because I didn't train for the sandbag throw or the Denny Stone carry.
Really?
I have a lot of
did 'em?
I have a lot of experience in sports, and my hand-eye coordination is still really good.
Yeah,
So I just did it.
yeah. But plus, I feel like that probably correlates to your job too. Aren't you doing a lot of hand coordination, eye coordination with your job and stuff like that? You're not really throwing weight anymore though, like we used to at Seymour.
No, like I'm still moving dies and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm
but that's
like-
not the same.
I'm using leverages. I'm not throwing.
Yeah,
What-
bags.
There was 55 per pallet, and I do 7 batches a day. So 55 times 7 is whatever it is.
3,500, right?
Yeah, I wasn't throwing that many.
Or
It
350? I don't know.
was 40. It was the super sacks were 2,600 pounds,
Yeah, that were over.
and I was throwing 55-pound bags worth of it into
right.
it.
So we worked in this area called dispersions where you'd make giant. How big were those batches? Like 300, 400 gallons?
362 gallons was the biggest one.
That's right. That was the base for all the paint that's made, and you would just sit back there with these literally ton-pound bags, blowing them into the fucking batch maker and mixing all the shit. I hated getting powder in my face, but like there's just no way around.
I also got so high doing that job.
Oh, that's true. I remember. I remember when we used to. So we clean everything out with solvent, and it's just pure solvent.
Toluene.
Yeah, to toluene, and when it spins on a blade to clean it, so we put it on the thing to clean it out, and then turn it on where it's going 200 like 200 miles per hour, and it's just whipping around, and all the fumes come into your face at once. And that's how we would haze new people.
And then the side would still be hot.
Yeah.
So the flash point of that was pretty low anyways.
You caused a couple of fires.
One.
Okay, just the one?
Just the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the flash point was so low, so it hit the blade, hit the side.
Yeah.
And then the blade would be spinning the fumes around.
Yeah.
And it would just be fumes. There'd be nothing in there. And then he's like, put your nose right here, new guy.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, it would definitely... I mean, it was probably similar like doing a whippet where it's
Yeah.
a very short high, but like, man, it hits you in the brain really hard. And yeah, like you said, the air... That whole job, the air is combustible. But back in dispersion, it's even more so because you're working at a higher level of it. Because you had a flash fire, didn't you?
Yep.
Where just the air just catches on fire if you have a spark.
Yeah, because the new vat didn't have the side rails on it.
Yeah.
So I flipped over the top to clean it, and it was just barely rubbing the cover.
Yeah.
And it just
Just the slightest little spark, yeah. And it just...
that was fun.
That's wild.
And then the truck driver started one.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Not Jeff, not the weird looking guy. But it was icy, and he was trying to get out of the dock.
Yeah.
And he just kept flooring it.
Oh, wow.
So he started a rubber fire
That's hilarious.
on ice.
What a hard thing to do.
Yeah. And it was so fucking good. We had to leave.
Yeah?
And I remember, if you remember about what I used to work in,
Yeah.
I'd wear shorts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, because it was hot in there.
Yeah. And then we had to leave, and they're like, don't change.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Well, so the walls were flimsy. The building's designed for the walls to blow out and the roof to fall.
Yeah.
To smother any fire. So, like, if something happens, none of us are getting out. No.
And something did happen recently.
Something did happen recently. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, but definitely look that up.
It was on the news.
Happen recently. It was on the news. It was messed up, too.
I can post it on your Facebook when this thing goes live.
Yeah. I think it's funny that clearly whoever... I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to get anybody in trouble that still works there. This is just funny. But, so the wedding's not for at least another year. It's going to be, we already talked about small ceremony, big reception. What do you guys think your life's going to look like moving forward then?
Well, so we've talked about that. We've gone through it, and we've talked about, like, there's two paths it can go.
Yeah.
Two major paths. There's a lot of other, paths it can take.
Sure, yeah.
But it's a life if we don't have kids, and a life if we do have kids.
Right.
If we don't, it's just enjoying company together. Probably a lot of. She used to golf in high school.
Probably way more smiles and happiness.
You never know. But she used to golf in high school.
Well, I'd say different
Yeah.
smiles and happiness.
She used to golf in high school, so there'd be a lot of golf. Maybe taking trips to go golf.
Do you
somewhere.
golf?
I'm getting back into it. I've been watching a lot of YouTube golf, so I know what I'm talking
Me
about.
and my friend Jason play so much golf on video games that we've decided we'd probably be good at it in real life.
Yeah.
Like we went miniature golfing, and we were really good at putting, and then but we go to Top Golf, and I can't fucking hit a ball to save my life. But I'm like, I think it'd be so fun to actually go out and just get a cart for the day and just fucking hang out.
I want to get really good at driving.
Yeah.
And just use all this muscle mass to
Just Happy Gilmore that shit.
just shit it as far as I can.
Yeah.
Like you hit it far. You must be good. No, I hit it far, and then everything else, my putting is atrocious.
So you gotta be like, oh, it's so much easier getting it on the first try.
Yeah.
I should just try to do that every time.
Then the life, with kids would just be,
Tedious and annoying.
yeah, less golf.
Less golf.
But
Less smiles and happiness.
despite my immaturity, I think I'd be a great dad.
Sure.
It's
Do you want kids?
Yeah,
Do you?
it's in my blood. Like I told you before we started recording.
Yeah.
My mom has 4 siblings who all have 5 kids. Who all have 5 kids.
I can't stand people that have litters of children.
Yeah, like I don't think I'd have a litter.
Yeah. I think you're allowed 2. So one has a friend. 3 is pushing it.
Yeah. If you have one that's just like having a dog,
Sure.
it's not that much responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have 2, it's like, okay, now you're raising kids.
Right. But then the key is that you can teach one to take care of the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's illegal now. Now, if they're under 16, they can't watch kid.
Is that true?
Yeah. I had when I was at Innovative Growers, one of my employees had DCFS called on him because his 15-year-old was watching his 11-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy. Huh. These liberals.
Yeah, now you can't let your kids watch your kids.
I'm actually really shocked at that because back in the day, like 12-year-old would watch a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I was in kindergarten. My brother was in 3rd grade and he was watching.
Yeah.
Not for like the whole day, but like,
Yeah.
like 2 hours until my mom got
Right.
home.
When you get home at 3 and your parents get home at 4 or 5. Yeah. That's wild. I'm actually. That's weird to me. It makes me sad.
That's why kids are so soft these days. They all win and they can't watch themselves.
Well, I think that there's a lot more to it than that because.
Nope, that's it.
Good point. It makes me giggle often because the people that complain about soft kids are the people that made that generation soft.
Yeah.
Like, you're the adults. You did that. And now you're mad at what you created.
Yeah.
You stupid assholes. But they'll never see it that way.
The same ones that crashed the housing market.
Right, yeah. Yeah, the same ones that crashed the housing market. Like, why don't you just buy a house like I did?
Yeah. I'm sorry. They don't cost $70 anymore.
Yeah.
And you want to sell yours for $5 million.
So it sounds like you've already made up your mind for this path that you're talking about.
Those are ideal paths, but like we've talked about a lot of other stuff too. Like,
Right, and there's a million variations in each. Sure.
yeah, there's like 2 main ones. Like, we had a talk where she was like, "Where do you see our lives going?" And I was like, I did like 5-year jumps of like where we were, what was happening.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want me to go through them? Because I don't.
Kind of. I'm just.
Well, it's
curious.
just like,
I've never heard somebody plan out their life like that before.
it's not really a plan. It's like where I want it.
I
Like,
guess it's more of like, where do you see this going?
yeah, but I'm totally okay with like if this happens and
Sure,
we go
yeah.
through, we go over that.
Right, yeah. That makes sense. Does she want kids also?
Yeah.
So it's still weirding me out that there's 2 paths when you're both like, we definitely want kids.
Yeah, but you never know. One of us could. Maybe we can't have kids.
That's true.
We haven't tested that out yet.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you can still adopt. Would you guys adopt?
I would.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of good kids that need a home, sure.
Yeah.
Or would you surrogate?
I mean, we haven't talked about that yet, but I mean, to have kids, I would love it. But
Yeah.
you know,
I feel like it's I have actually quite a few friends that have surrogated. It's a pretty awesome thing. Like, it's really cool that it's even an option.
segregated,
That's different. Like, you're going back to this weird
corrugated.
right, like a box. But do you think you'll stay at your job? Like, do you think you'll stay in the area? Do small town things still?
Well, I mean, she has her horse farm here, so as long as she has that,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm stuck here, but like
Sure.
we'd have to be close to.
But you
here.
guys aren't like, oh, it'd be cool to like head out somewhere and start our lives out here. We're just like, it sounds like you guys just like each other, and or whatever you are is just where you're gonna be.
Kind of. I mean, if we can move, that would be great. But if we're gonna be here forever, then
Where would you want to go?
Montana.
Of course. Where's the least amount of people?
Yeah, Wyoming, the Dakotas.
Yeah. Yeah. I would. It's weird because for me, I like the lack of people, but I don't like the lack of stuff to do.
Yeah, like so
I would fish my ass off out in all those places you just said.
my fiance is from Evanston. That's where she was raised.
Oh, really? So she's used to a little
She
busier.
says she likes the small town better. She just misses being like a minute away from everything.
Yeah, sounds like my same idea.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen.
I've shortened her name instead of Jen. It's Niffer.
Niffer?
Yeah, because it's Jennifer.
Yeah. Niffer.
Yeah. You really pronounce those FFs.
Yeah. That's good.
Like yours would be Mothi.
Mothi?
Yeah.
When I was little, I thought my whole name was like Tim. My middle name was O, and my last name was Thee. That was my full name. It's Tim O. Thee. That's stupid. But that's what you get for being named after a character on Lassie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did you have an opinion?
I wouldn't tell my kid. I was like, "Why'd you pick Timothy?" It's just I liked it.
That's the first time I've ever said that out loud. Because as far as I know, that's why else would you name a kid that? Tim's a terrible name.
Tim with an O
I mean, Taylor's not a great name either.
is better than Tim.
Fair, but it's also very non-binary.
Yeah, and I think I'm at least visually pretty binary.
Yeah,
That's a masculine looking tailor.
Yeah, well, I feel like I get that also. Well, Tim's not non-binary, but people are like, that's for sure a man.
What
A
little do
hefty
you
man.
know?
Yeah. I'm a pretty feminine, man. But I feel like Dillon's better anyway. Plus, my sister's house, her and her husband live on Dillon Street. So every day I get to be like, Dillon, you son of a bitch.
I went to the Arnold Classic last
Really?
year. Yeah, I
Oh,
went
that's
last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
I got really close to Arnold,
Really?
and I was hoping he'd like be shaking hands.
Yes.
Because I was gonna be like, call me. My last name's Dillon. Call me a son of a bitch.
You and I became instant friends. Like when we started, I was trained in dispersions first, and you and I just hit it off because we have the same immature level of sense of humor. But we also get philosophical the same way and do dumb shit. But we also do a lot of like what would be looked at as a little homoerotic things.
A little bit.
But we think they're hilarious.
Yeah.
If it's funnier than it is like whatever, go for it.
Yeah.
But the other guys did not like that.
Not at all.
They were pissed.
Yeah.
I feel like they would make fun of us a lot. But they couldn't do anything because we were the two biggest guys there.
Yeah. And then what was it?
Which is hilarious because I'm very, very small next to you.
Yeah.
I'm just like
There
I'm
was
just wide.
You messed up a batch one time, and it was like a minimal mess up.
Yeah.
They're like, we went back through the cameras and saw you and Tim dancing together. We can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a lot of dumb shit.
I was talking to Luke about that kind of recently too, because I was in dispersions, he was in starting. I was just a quick walk over towards him,
Yeah.
and then he'd be like, "Oh, here comes Taylor with another dispersions question," because I was all by myself.
Yeah. Minimal training too.
Yeah, and I was
They
just
don't do
scrubbing
much.
something away and be like, "I wonder if this is a thing."
Yeah. It's hard to explain without showing anybody next to the machines, but there's literally everything you do in there is 100 steps that you have to memorize exactly, and you make 6 different batches that all have a different 100 steps.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, as far as throwing switches for things to flow and do the right thing. So it's so easy to mess up. And if you messed up in the slightest way, like, that was it. Like, you'd fuck up so much.
I remember like finishing. It was like clear, clear, clear.
Yeah.
Start. Enter the gallon amount.
Yeah.
Reset. Start.
Yeah.
And then you got to open it and start it.
I can't believe it. I remember when you were training me, I was like, I'm going to never get this. Like, you, of course you do, but I could never imagine going back now. And
I don't know how I did 15 batches after lunch.
Yeah.
Because Jeremy would go, so they'd do like 3 batches a day. And like, Taylor, you got to come out of dispersions and help us.
Yeah.
And I was not safe at all.
No. So towards the end, I wasn't either. But that's what I loved about, because I started going to the Charlie school of finishing. Because that's why I like staying late when we work overtime, is because they would there's 4 places to finish, and they would put 4 people on a blade, one on each blade. That sucks. Because one guy can run 2 blades, and you can do 2 batches at a time, especially if you've got the same things, which is like way easier. And just, I didn't measure anything.
No.
Dude, there's such big batches that it wouldn't matter. Like, you could cut corners certain places.
Yeah, if it's a 55, you're not going to cut corners.
Yeah. Obviously, if you're using a specific chemical, that could fuck up the whole thing.
Water batches were never measurements.
Ever. No, just, put some water in it, turn on the thing, the homogenizer, and get out of here.
Yeah.
And but they always came into color, too. That you had to be precise on color, because you didn't want to screw that up, unless it was a black.
Yeah.
Put whatever you want in this.
Whoa.
Sorry. African American. But I don't miss that job. I had a lot of fun, and that's probably my favorite job I've had, but I don't miss it.
Charlie, so JP's still finishing, or tinting,
Yeah.
but Charlie's making him do batch sheets. Because apparently JP hasn't, like, done anything.
Well,
He's gotten so lazy.
yeah. I mean, he's done just tinting for forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was doing before I took over as the manager of the production office. I was doing tinting, and I love tinting because you don't have to do anything.
I can't believe you became, like, a manager.
Me neither. Yeah, that was only because Nick, when Nick Pistachio took over, and because I actually reached out to Nick too. I would have loved to have him on the show, and I really liked Nick a lot. He's somebody I would actually still hang out with outside of work also, but they promoted him, and I was the lead man, and then he got sick, and they just switched us and made me the manager and him I think it's technically supervisor or whatever. But yeah, they needed John to run the whole company because they lean on John so much, which I think is a mistake, but that's whatever.
He was everybody's neighbor.
I liked working for John.
Yeah.
Because he was a good guy. But I think the company takes advantage of him. And there's a bunch of other, like, there's reasons I don't like the company now. But it's all management related.
The company, when it was at its best, was before Alex. His name was Alex, right?
I don't know.
He's the guy who offed himself.
Oh, yeah. That was, we had a boss that committed suicide.
Yeah, they were like, we were thinking about not telling you guys. They lined us up in a big circle, like we were thinking about not telling you guys, but
right, yeah.
Why?
That was crazy too because like the place was on such an upward swing, and then like just talk about the rug pulled right out from under you.
So this place sucks now.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I was still shocked. I mean, I understand Adam's in a spot where he can keep his head down and just do his job. Nobody's gonna mess with him. He's really good at his job, and they're gonna always need him in that position.
Yeah, I was looking for like an upward like movement in my position.
That's why if you look at all the people that ever came through that company, it takes years. So for me in like 2 years to move up into management, people were pissed.
Yeah.
People were so mad.
Well, I kept applying for upward stuff, but they were like, "You're 24.
Yeah.
You're 25.
You gotta pay your dues, kid."
Yeah, you're gonna give it to Jeremy, the guy who ran Wendy's.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into the weeds too far. I've got plenty of opinions about that place and some of those people.
Wendy's or Seymour?
Yeah, Seymour and some of those employees that are less than savory, we'll say. But I think we've covered your life.
Yeah, I have a new thing now.
Yeah,
I get drunk off like a sip of wine or beer.
Really? Because I was just telling a friend of mine, I don't think Taylor really drinks.
Nope. I've been drinking a little bit more. Me and my fiance are like having wine
Casually,
a couple nights.
Right? Yeah.
And like it's like a sip of PBR or a sip of wine. I'm already tipsy.
Yeah. It's kind of nice when it's like it can happen that fast.
We got fucked up on New Year's.
Really? You guys just hang out or you go out and do something?
We went to skis and then we had to go to my grandma's the next day. That was a terrible decision.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've made decisions like that. My friend Andy and Gina, their wedding, I went to their wedding, and it was the first time I smoked pot. And we drank, did a little recreational drugs, and we stayed up overnight. And the next morning, me and my sister had to go to my grandma's funeral. So
you're just there,
dude, just like with the greasy face and hair, like
I know you're so sad. Yeah,
like,
sad.
yeah, you didn't look like you slept in a while. Like, yeah,
I'm so sad.
I still do it again. It was a fun time. But yeah, it's nice when you can do that. But I feel like you were never like a big drinker.
Never really have been.
Yeah, you think it's because you, at least somewhat, have always tried to be healthier in general?
I'm fun sober.
Sure.
I'm already like this sober.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. Well, like you said, it's like hanging out with an adult 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really need it.
You don't really have inhibitions.
Yeah, people like I need to do it to be more myself. I'm like I'm already myself. So
you are uncomfortably yourself 100% of the time.
Yeah, I don't need a headache to be myself.
Yeah.
Like it is fun to get drunk and do like some stupid stuff occasionally, but
yeah. I used to always like going out to like make a scene somewhere, always in a lighthearted, fun way. Like I wouldn't want to ruin anybody's night or like think about heavy stuff. Like it's always to just have a good time.
I don't want to drink to lose.
Yeah, like I had a bad day. I'm gonna drink now, or I'm sad. I'm gonna drink. Like that sounds terrible.
Yeah,
but like it's actually funny. I was just talking about this because I don't drink or do drugs or anything or smoke or anything now, but because I do the online dating occasionally too. And there was a person I was like, I don't want to date somebody that drinks or does drugs or smokes. And I was like, it was such a turnoff where I was like, I don't do those things, but I couldn't imagine like just somebody so staunchly being like, no. Like if I have the feeling, like I want to be able to.
Yeah, it's like if you it would be more like if this is like runs your life. I don't want it.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
like I don't mind if somebody smokes, but if you smoke weed, if you smoke weed
Yeah.
every day, I'm like, this is I don't.
It's a bit much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you're doing it like once a week to just unwind, yeah, that's different.
I don't know one person that smokes weed that does it once a week.
I did most of my drugs in the military.
That's probably good. Uncle Sam thanks you for your service.
So I'd get out, like we'd do our drill for that weekend of that month, and then
Yeah.
I would smoke that week,
Yeah.
and then never again for the next 3 weeks.
To be able to, oh, do they drug test you?
Yeah,
there?
randomly.
Randomly?
Yeah.
But it had to be when you were there?
I ate a pop brownie
Yeah.
5 minutes after my drug test.
That's funny.
We were driving back from Wisconsin. My buddy, who already ate his because he knew he wasn't getting tested,
Yeah.
was like, you should give me half, and then you eat the other half because you can't handle that. So I unwrapped it and went,
The whole
fuck
thing?
you, and ate the whole thing.
Oh, man.
And then he was like, are you okay? And then my brain was like, yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about
Sure.
me. And what came out was, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the corn stopped moving. We were driving by corn,
Uh-huh.
and it stopped passing by. It was just stationary.
Like just a picture of corn?
Yeah, it was a picture of corn, and I'm just like, "Are you
Oh,
guys
boy.
seeing this?"
Did you get the drug anxiety where you're like, I'm in this now?
Yeah. So when I used to take a one hitter and leave it in my car,
Yeah.
then go upstairs to my room, and then like every 2 minutes I'd be like, "Is my car on fire?" One time Nate gave me some stuff where I thought I shit myself.
Now, Nate, man, here's a guy straight from the 60s.
Yeah.
Definitely just came from Woodstock. Probably took the brown acid. But good dude. But really? You thought you shit yourself?
Yeah, I was laying on the floor. I'm like, "Why was my butt so warm?" And I just keep touching my butt. Like, did I shit myself? It was weird too because I was watching a speed run of like Halo
Yeah.
3, I think, at the time. And like every time I looked down and then back up, the graphics went back a generation. And it ended at N64, and I'm like, I gotta lay down.
That was a lot of polygons. At least you didn't make it to pixels.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta lay down. And then I was like, did I shit myself? We're good. And like every 2 minutes, I was like, I definitely just.
Yeah, definitely pooped.
And then I was like, why? My sober brain was like, just get up and go poop.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't move.
Yeah. It's funny. I ate a bunch of edibles once that my friend T had like Mad Scientist, and I could not. It's the same thing. When I was on the couch, we're supposed to be playing board games, and I was attached to the couch and could not move. I cried about pizza because like I was literally from like here to the desk away from the pizza, and I'm like, if I get up, I will die. Please bring me pizza.
I did shrooms once,
Those are my favorite.
and I've seen way too many movies and
Yeah.
everything related to a movie.
Really?
So I was drinking Oberweis chocolate milk,
So
and the little bubbles in them
Yeah.
reminded me of the eggs from Alien. So I was like, we're done with that one. I was laying on a bed with like graph paper. It looked like just a bunch of boxes.
Wait, graph paper?
It looked like a bunch of boxes. It looked like graph paper.
Oh, okay.
And like my brain was seeing geometric shapes on it.
Yeah.
I went somewhere for like 3 hours and made a movie, shot it on that little piece of graph paper.
Wow.
Then came back and went like, what day is it? And the person was like, it's been like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, I've lived a life.
That's how you get more out of your life, is if you do some mushrooms.
Like the door had a special shadow on it, and like it looked like a spider creeping out of it.
Yeah.
Everything related to a movie. Like the person I was hanging out with, their eyelids closed the opposite way, like in MIB.
Oh, wow.
Like that guy's eyes closed that way. I
Closed.
think Darth Maul.
Darth Maul? I don't know if that's true. But
No, the guy who played Darth Maul was that guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ray Park.
Yeah.
Wow, that's right.
My safe place was Rick and Morty.
That's your safe place.
I was like, watch Rick and Morty. We're good.
See, TV messed with me when I'm on mushrooms. I thought I would enjoy music also, and I didn't like listening to music when I was on them either. But all the geometric shapes I loved.
Yeah, that part's great. But then
Yeah.
I looked at the door frame and saw a spider come out. And like, we're back to the shapes.
Did you only ever do them once?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, twice technically. The first time I didn't feel anything. I don't think I either ate enough or they just weren't good.
Yeah.
And then
that's
that
why I
time.
started it with what some would call a heroic dose. When my friend T told me how much I should take, and then I've only smoked pot twice. Once when I did mushrooms, we smoked 2 joints. So I'm like, I don't know if they're just creating this perfect storm, or if I like what's doing the heavy carrying here. I did also watch the Swedish Chef do the popcorn song and giggled my ass off. God, it was so
Bjork,
funny.
Bjork.
Yeah. Popcorn. Yeah, it was pretty good time.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to stop. Good times on drugs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited for you to do more strongman competitions. It's awesome that you slowly exposed yourself to it and then fucking came in and took it for the win. I'm excited for you to get married. Thanks for coming out, man. Finding the time to come hang out.
No problem.
It's funny that we both drove from the same place to come to Geneva.
Yeah. You just really surprised me with that Geneva thing. I thought it was going to be in Sycamore.
Yeah. Well,
you're like, nope, it's Geneva. And I'm like, okay.
the first couple of seasons, I would go to people's houses or meet them or do them outside and stuff. Like, it's raining now, but now I'm like, I want to try to do as many in the office as possible.
Yeah.
I think it's a better area. It's got good energy. I've got new equipment and stuff like that, so I'm hoping for the best. But, we'll see what happens when it's all done. But thanks, man. It's good to see you also.
Good to see you too.
You're an uncomfortably handsome man.
Thank you.
I don't like that you thought that was deserved a question.